hundreds of thousands of people enter and exit Richmond City court buildings every year.
It's a huge responsibility, and it's very stressful knowing that you are responsible for whatever gets through there.
A responsibility that C.T. Woody had for 12 years as Richmond sheriff, one he says concerned him when he took office in 2006 and when he left in 2018.
And there were some really serious safety issues.
And the U.S. Department of Homeland Security agrees. CBS 6 obtained confidential DHS reports on the John Marshall, Oliver Hill, and Marsh Manchester court buildings. Risk assessments Woody requested in 2016 after a concerning internal security review.
As far as the way the building was designed and the safety of the people coming in, the judges and everybody that's worked in that building, we flunked it.
He says proof of that.
Breaking news out of downtown Richmond, where police officers are at the John Marshall Courts building.
Played out 2 years after the risk assessments were completed and in the hands of city leaders and judges.
A man committed suicide there by shooting himself in the head while on the steps of the courts building.
When an armed man was able to go in and out of the courthouse undetected before shooting himself.
I don't have any alerts or anything outside that would alert something on the inside if somebody was coming up a step with a gun.
One of 27 security vulnerabilities DHS listed in its report on John Marshall, the city courthouse with the most red flags. Marsh Manchester had 25 and Oliver Hill 11.
Poor camera system, the technology, the way the doors were designed with people coming in. The judges should have had a secret entrance, a private parking space where they wouldn't be visibly seen.
The report also highlighted some areas where the city courthouses scored well, even ranking above the national average. They got high marks for having well-trained deputies and having plans in place to handle everyday security issues like suspicious packages. But when it came to being prepared for the unexpected, like power outages or physical threats, all rank below average with ratings between 19 and 30 on a scale of 100.
Enter at your own risk.
The reaction from retired U.S. Secret Service agent Cheryl Tyler, an expert in building security.
They have a lot of problems, and they have a lot of safety liability issues.
Many of which CBS 6 will not disclose for public safety reasons, but some are visible the moment you pull up and walk through these doors.
I'd revamp that lobby.
Which hasn't been modified even 3 years after DHS's recommendations.
This is a real big problem. This shouldn't be this open. If I were coming there to do harm, there's nothing on the outside to stop me. There's nothing really in the lobby to stop me.
You have people going out and people coming in at the same time, and you have 2 deputies just watching them going and checking them, and you got a metal detector there, and that's it.
Unlike in Chesterfield County.
It's all about layered security.
Where you are stopped the moment you enter the courthouse and monitored from the inside.
We have well over 100 cameras. We're constantly monitoring.
Overhead.
I have a rifle overwatch.
And outside.
We do mobile patrols out there every hour. Turn, please.
CBS 6 was taken on the same tour of Chesterfield court buildings.
I've got something flashing there now.
That the Department of Homeland Security took several Richmond city leaders on March 16, 2017. The goal, according to internal communications we obtained, was to demonstrate best practices when it comes to securing these buildings.
It wasn't a priority, I would say, because if it was a priority, they would have done something about it.
All 3 court buildings are included in Richmond's 4-year capital improvement program. It acknowledges a, quote, insufficient and outdated security system with, quote, significant courthouse security concerns, an admission Tyler and Woody say should have led to immediate action.
If you've admitted online and you've spent taxpayers' dollars to hire consultants to come in and tell you what's wrong, and then have representatives from DHS be a part of those analyses, you've wasted my money, You've wasted their time, and you've insulted my intelligence.
Eventually, something tragic is going to happen, and then they're going to come in and do what they should have done 8 years ago. This is an emergency situation. It should have been corrected, but it's time to start, and the time is now.
The mayor's office says that they cannot comment on court security improvements, but that projects are ongoing. We reached out to judges and have not heard back, but Woody says they do have copies of these reports and that they were concerned. We also reached out to all of City Council. Only 2 members got back in touch with us. Their comments, as well as the sheriff's and the Commonwealth's attorneys, can be found on our website, WTVR.com. Working for you in Richmond, Laura French, CBS 6 News.